Hey guys, so today we're going to be breaking down the Green Videl. We don't really have much information about Green Videl, but we do have the full kit posted here for Legends Limited Transforming BROLY from BROLY's Second Coming. So of course we can go through that, but I just wanted to quickly see what they have for Videl. Only 2 pages here, so I don't think we have too much info about her. She's green, she's support. She's only on the girls tag, so she's pretty much exclusively going to be movies, which I guess makes sense because it fits the theme of the campaign. Second page has excellent support abilities that can buff episode movies, tag girls, and character Gohan, and gets a significant power up when health falls below a certain percent. Okay, that's very little information. We'll go ahead and just move over to BROLY. All right, so just so you guys know, BROLY is releasing on the 14th, so we have a bit of time before he comes out. Again, I think the reason why they are announcing him so early is because this upcoming week is the typical week that people in Japan usually take off for summer vacation. So I'm imagining that maybe they don't have a lot of people working this week, so they wanted to just get this out there earlier. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what BROLY does here. Bearing unrelenting firepower and the ability to transform into legendary Super Saiyan form, Legends Limited Super Saiyan BROLY joins the fight. This is going to be a bit of a complicated character to go through just because he has a transformation. Strengths, number 1, overwhelming attack power faithful to the movies. BROLY has a unique gauge that charges with each arts used, granting an increased damage inflicted when at max. So it sounds like, you know, like Ultra Super Gogeta, Blue Beast Gohan, Dragon Fist, stuff like that. Whether it's strike, blast arts, or KOing an enemy, all grant power-ups to attacking abilities. Truly an attacker that gets stronger with each further attack. Number 2, preventing enemy cover changes. Special cover changes will be nullified upon entering the battlefield, and after transforming, BROLY will activate a block against cover and special cover changes, just like Ultra Instinct Sign Goku. Yeah, we saw that in the reveal. That's crazy. So they're actually giving this to other characters now. That's dangerous. We'll see. We'll see how they handle that. Number 3, Legendary Super Saiyan BROLY Transformation recovers 100% of Vanish and transform with BROLY's main ability. Enjoy buffs crossing both offense and defense, such as nullifying unfavorable element damage and increases to damage inflicted. Brandish the legendary power of the sinister and indestructible warrior. Legends Limited Super Saiyan BROLY. He is red, and he is a Saiyan, Super Saiyan powerful opponent, and of course, he is a movies character. Red, I think, is a good choice. Right now, we really only have one mega dominant red character. I don't even know if I want to call him mega dominant. He's just very good red character, which is Fusion Zamasu. So not even like he's a Zenkai character. Super 17, you kind of see here and there. Supreme Kai, you see every once in a while, but we don't really have like a dominant red character, so this is a good release, I think. Let me just quickly see it and make sure that he is a melee type. I'm assuming he is, but let me just confirm because they don't have the typing on there. Yes, he is a melee type. Okay, cool. This art is really good. All right, let's see what his Z ability is going to be. 38% to tag powerful opponent, Sagos from the movies, or Saiyan strike attack and defense, and then 18% to powerful opponent and movies base blast defense. Okay, sure. Of course, he's going to have blast armor on strike. Blast is just, you know, typical blast, nothing special there. We know that his blue cards are both the pre-transform blue card and the post-transform blue card are both melee based because we saw those in the reveal. And then also we know that his LF is going to be through the transform blue card because transforming characters, the only transforming character that's ever had in Ultimate is the original purple BROLY, but they never give transforming characters Ultimate. So his LF will be triggered through the blue card. Greatly reduce the enemy's key on hit and one time only prevent all enemies from switching out. Huh. He has a lock-in. Deals massive explode damage, 30% special move damage for 3 counts. Falling effects occur on hit. Reduce enemy key by 50. Inflicts all enemies with no switching. Okay, so no, it's on hit. Okay, that definitely is a bit... that does change things a lot. Obviously, upon activation would be a lot better, but on hit, he's activating no switching for 5 counts. How good is that? So you land the blue card, and this is only really going to be good if you follow up right away. I'm thinking this should have been gaining key for yourself for 50 counts, because you're gonna land the blue card, you're gonna inflict no switching, and then you have to follow up right away to sort of get value out of that no switching. We'll see. We'll see. This could be interesting though. No switching for 5 counts. 5 counts is actually a lot longer than most people I think are thinking. Like 5 counts is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that's a long time for this game. So, we'll see. Green card. What is this? Blast armor. Yeah, it's a melee green card. I think he has a melee green card when he transforms as well. Greatly recover ki and get a boost to damage inflicted. On hit, draw a special move arts card for an easy follow-up attack. Applies the following effects self on activation. He heals by 10% and gets 50 ki, 20% to damage inflicted for 10 counts. Following effects occur on hit. Draws a blue card next, activates once, and then inflicts all enemies with plus 10% damage received for 15 counts. And then, of course, comboable. How good is this? I historically have not really been a gigantic fan of melee green cards. I would say it's probably just okay. I mean, again, this is the pre-transform Broly. Main ability, transform into a legend. We should probably take a look at this last, actually. Like, we'll take a look at his unique abilities, and then we'll go back up here, and then we'll take a look at his transform stuff. Unique ability number 1, using strike / blast arts or defeating an enemy will raise damage inflicted more and more. Go crazy upon entering the battlefield with nullification of special cover changes and get a one-time only nullification of any ki reduction. Plus, KOing enemy will recharge the vanishing gauge by 100%. Okay, very similar, it sounds, to like Fusion's Monster. Fusion's Monster does get 100% of his gauge, but he gets a lot of it back. Applies the following effects self when battle starts. Charges unique gauge by 20%, 120% damage. So we're going up again. I'm pretty sure, didn't Omega have 110? Pretty sure Omega had 110. Yeah. So we're rapidly increasing the damage just right away because I'm pretty sure, hold on, let me just open the character list here. I'm pretty sure Ultimate Gohan have 100 or 110? He had 110. I think the part 1 characters have 100, don't they? The Vegito and Gogeta, let me just see. Yeah, so the part 1 characters of the 6th anniversary had 100%. Part 2 characters had 110, and now we're moving up again to 120. We're rapidly increasing just the damage that we're seeing right away here. 70% reduced damage received and card draw speed. Now keep in mind, because this is a transforming character, these uncancelable buffs will carry over to the post-transform state. That is very important to remember. Following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores own ki by 30. 50% damage, which is going to be a permanent buff from that point forward. He gets cover null for 5 counts and then inflicts enemy with -1 card draw speed for 10 counts. Okay. Applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike or a blast arts card. 15% damage for 10 counts. He gets 1 time activation of nullifying enemies reduced ki effects for 10 counts. Oh, it resets when he switches. Okay, so he's going to have that at all times. He cannot have his ki lowered for 10 counts every time he switches in. That's pretty strong, actually. That is pretty strong. Applies the following effects to self when this character defeats an enemy. This is going to be not a very common thing. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards, restores health by 10% and ki by 50, vanishing gauge by 100%, 20% permanent damage. 15 counts of card draw speed. Activation count is shared before and after transforming. Yeah, so like this is... think about how often you get like LF DBS Broly's unique equipment buff for defeating an enemy. I mean, it's good that he has it, I guess, but I don't really think this is going to be something that you're seeing like super commonly. But overall, I mean, this first unique ability for a pre-transformed version of a character seems pretty damn good already. All right, sorry, I had to upload my reaction here. All right, unique ability 2, get a special cover change against strike arts, recover health, and nullify unfavorable element factor damage just through a normal cover change. So Broly can stay powerful even without a special one. Also, the unique gauge will The unique gauge will charge with each arts card used, and the damage inflicted will increase when the gauge is full. And with nullification of enemy special cover changes, no one will be able to interfere with Broly's increased firepower. So special cover change against strikes with the blue card being comboable. Applies the following effects to self when changing cover. Heals by 15% and gets 30 ki. Activates once. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 10 counts. Okay, so he goes type neutral defensively for 10 counts. Activates 3 times. I assume that's there for like Super Vegito, but let's be realistic. Super Vegito is, if he gets his hands on this guy, it doesn't matter if he's type neutral. I'm probably just going to kill him. Charges own unique gauge every time this character uses an arts card while they are on the battlefield. Okay, so that's just normal charges, not like rapidly charges or whatever, right? Let me just see. What is Super 17 wording for him? His is charges. Okay, so it's probably going to be around the same time to charge the gauge up as like Super 17. That's what I'm getting from this. Which is not bad. I mean, that's like, what, like 4 cards or something like that? Applies the following effects to self once unique gauge is full. Randomly draws 1 new card, 30 ki. 20% damage, which looks like it is permanent. And then 30% damage for 5 counts. And he gains cover null. Okay, for 5 counts. Following effects occur when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character is in the battlefield. Activates 3 times. Frozen health by 10%. Shortens ally sub count by 1 and reduces enemy ki by 20. That's like Ultra Gohan. It's like the Ultra Gohan mechanic, isn't it? Ultra Gohan. It's the same exact thing. 10%, 30. Broly is 20, but this is, yeah, this is 3 times, yeah. This is 2 times. It's very similar to Ultra Gohan. This is obviously Ultra Gohan doesn't have the shortening ally sub count. Okay, so 50% damage here. He's getting, I'm not even gonna count this really, because this is so, I think this is gonna be really rare to get this. 50% here, 120, he's gonna be like 220% damage, plus he's stacking 15% every time he uses a strike or a blast card. That's before he transforms. Then he's going to get the main ability here. Transform into legendary Super Saiyan Broly, greatly recover health and ki, as well as 100% of the vanishing gauge. There are additional buffs like increased damage inflicted, so try to fill the unique gauge as quickly as possible. Transform into legendary Super Saiyan, randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores own health by 50% and ki by 50%. Okay. Restores own vanishing gauge by 100%. Cancels own attribute downgrades with normal conditions. If own unique gauge is full, it resets to 0 and the following effects occur. 20% of damage inflicted, destroys all of your enemy's cards. Sounds very similar to like Beast Gohan, where you want to try and fill up the unique gauge with the pre-transformed version of the character, and then that will have benefits when you transform into you know, the next version. Okay, I'm actually going to try and just see what is his uncancelable damage. He's got 120% uncancelable here, 50% uncancelable here. That's 170. And then this. I don't know how this works. Is this just infinite? Like, it doesn't say cannot be stacked. It doesn't say once only. Charges own unique gauge every time this character uses an arts card while they are on the battlefield. Applies the following effects to self once unique gauge is full. 20% damage. Cannot be canceled. I'm pretty sure that is an infinitely stackable buff. Right? Am I correct? That's just what it sounds like to me. Oh no. No. Okay, I was misunderstanding this. Okay, so it doesn't reset, is what this is. It's not going to reset. So, okay, yeah, that makes more sense because this says if unique gauge is full. I was thinking it was going to be like Super 17's gauge, where you just fill it up like again and again and again. This sounds like a pretty easy gauge to fill up one time though, because it sounds like it's going to fill up at the same rate as like Super 17's gauge is. but you just want to fill it up once. You want to get this 20% damage buff, and then you want to transform. So Broly is going to have 190% uncancelable damage, plus this is going to be 210% uncancelable damage. So he's going to be transforming into Legendary Super Saiyan with 210% uncancelable damage, with card draw speed, with 70% reduced damage received. That's pretty good. And I guess you could technically have even more if you kill an enemy with this. Okay, let's see what Broly transformed looks like. Of course, he's has all the same tags, same Z ability. Just maintaining blast armor again. I'll be interested to see what his stats look like. A lot of times transforming characters have a much higher stat spread than the pre-transformed versions. Pierce through enemy endurance. The more enemy battle members there are, the more Broly's damage inflicted will go up. Okay, we know this is a melee blue card still. Massive explode damage applies the following effects self upon activation, nullifies enemies, restores health when it reaches 0 effects when the character attacks for 3 counts. Minus 20% of the enemy sustained damage cut effects. Also applies the following effects to self according to the number of remaining enemy battle members. So 50% for 3. That's crazy. 50% with the minus 20% enemy sustained damage cut. Yeah, pretty good. So it goes 50, 30, and then 20. Sure. The green card, we know this is also going to be a melee green card. Draws an arts upon activation and cancel enemy buff effects and more on hit. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. 10% health and 50 ki, 20% damage inflicted. Applies the following effects to enemy on hit. 20% damage received and comboable. So he's got to have cover null somewhere, right? I mean, typically when we're talking about melee greens that are comboable, or AoE greens, of course, they always got to have like either sub count up or cover null, because otherwise you just can't chain this with anything. So the fact that it doesn't have either one of those things is a little bit strange to me, but we'll see. Main ability, draws a special move arts as well as nullify unfavorable element factors. Okay, put the final nail in the coffin. So he draws a blue card, 30% health, a lot of healing, because remember, he's healing by 50% when he transforms, and he's going to be healing another 30% when he activates this. 50 ki, nullifies own unfavorable element factors for 15 counts. That's offense as well, so you're fighting a super Vegito, and you could just kill him, type neutral blue. Cancels own attribute downgrades in normal conditions. Unique ability 1. Both offense and defense will get huge buffs upon transforming. After transforming, as well as when Broly enters the battlefield. Defensive will especially be strengthened via a debuffed enemy arts power. A little bit of a weird wording situation there. The following effects occur after transforming: 15% damage inflicted. Yeah, remember, he's entering the battlefield with like 210% or whatever, so that's why it's such a low number. 60% to own ki recovery. That's pretty good. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 20 counts. Okay. Inflicts all enemies with minus 15% to strike and blast arts power and 20% to special move, ultimate, and awaken power for 10 counts. Following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. 30 ki, cover null for 5 counts. The enemy gets minus 1 card draw speed, minus 15% to strike and blast arts power, and minus 20% to special move, ultimate, and awaken power for 10 counts. Okay, interesting. A lot of debuffs here. Applies the following effects self every time this character uses a strike or a blast card. 15% damage. He's maintaining the ki reduction nullification. Applies the following effects self when this character defeats an enemy. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards. It's the same thing, right? It's 10% health, 50 ki, 100% vanish, 20% damage. Yeah, same thing. Same exact mechanic. Unique ability number 2, one time only, nullify the enemy's cover change, the enemy's cover and special cover changes against Broly strikes and blast cards. And blast cards. Okay, yeah, it's the same exact thing as UI Goku. And deal damage on top. Deals damage? Because UI Goku draws an ultimate. Obviously, Broly's not going to be able to draw an ultimate because he doesn't have an ultimate. Returning to standby will reset the activation count. So keep in mind that this can be used twice. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against the strike arts attacks. Okay, comboable with blue card. Falling effects occur when changing cover. Restores on health by 15% and ki by 30. He still maintains the type neutrality defensively when he cover changes. Reduces enemy ki by 50. Actually, 20 counts. That seems a little longer. Wasn't it 10 before transforming? Yeah, it actually goes up to 20. Okay, that's pretty good. Reduce enemy ki by 50. That's a lot. If performed against this character's strike or blast arts attack, nullifies enemies' cover change or special actions that activate when changing cover and knocks them back to long range. Activates once. After nullification, activation count resets only once when this character is switched to standby. Yeah, that is crazy. That is insane. The following effects occur if a cover change or special actions are nullified. Restores own ki by 30. Cancels own attribute downgrades under normal conditions. Deals impact damage. I don't know how much damage we're talking. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 100% to health restoration. The damage from this attack cannot cause the enemy to be defeated, and then you can just combo off of it. We're going to have to definitely do some testing to see exactly how much damage we're talking here. It just says deals impact damage. It doesn't say like major damage or massive damage or supreme damage. This to me sounds like it doesn't sound like it's going to do a lot. But the fact that it does damage at all is pretty crazy to me because you can still combo off of it. So. Actually, the one big difference here. You guys want to know what the one big difference here is between this and UI Goku's version? This is the one big difference. This. UI Goku, of course, applies no switching, whereas Broly doesn't. Broly doesn't have no switching here. So you can nullify the opponent's switch, but if your opponent has 3 characters alive, they can just then immediately switch out to the other character. I don't think it's going to matter a ton, but that is worth noting. All right, and then of course, dude, this is so long. Oh my god. Charges on unique gauge every time this character uses an arts card while they're on the battlefield. Once the unique gauge is full, yeah, okay, so once he transforms, at that point, it is going to reset to 0 when it's filled up. It resets to 0 and applies the following effects to self. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards, new 3 or fewer cards. 10% health, 30 ki, 20% permanent damage again, 30% damage again, and then he's going to gain cover and all for 5 counts. This kind of sounds like a mini version of Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta to me. It sounds like a mini version of these guys, Unique Gauge. Let me see if I can just find this. Right, they draw 3 cards. Broly doesn't draw 3, he draws 2. 2 new cards. 20% damage, cover null. Like, it sounds like probably a slightly worse version of Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta's Unique Gauge, but like, this is a crazy good Unique Gauge. Like, I don't know. This Broly sounds like he'll be pretty insane. The obvious downside to the character is that he doesn't have endurance, doesn't have indestructible, doesn't have a revive. Like, he doesn't have any of these defensive mechanics that we're seeing a lot of modern characters have, but he does seem very, very good. Let me just quickly see if they mention anything about him in here. So, transform into legendary Super Saiyan, has an attack type unique gauge. Incredible combo potential with the ability to draw arts cards and nullify special cover changes. When transforming, deals damage to the enemy when preventing their cover changes. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained when changing cover. Yeah, here's the thing with Broly too, is when you transform with him and you activate the anti-cover change mechanic. Like, let's say you activate this and the opponent like switches to a blue character. You can simply just main ability and hit them with a type neutral blue card. I don't know. He seems pretty busted to me, actually. I'm going to be pretty excited to see how well he performs. A lot of damage. He seems like he has some okay defensive mechanics. Let me know what you guys think down below about the incoming Transforming LF Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Again, this is a few days away, not coming out tomorrow like we're typically used to. But seems like a pretty cool character. Finally getting an LFZ Broly. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.